Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Borin is Not Borin, or the popular daytime drama, also known as the Traveling Trio. Last week we were in Australia, and unfortunately, Drew was bitten by PJ the bunny and is now a were-bunny.
I fear carrots, and that's all I want, just carrots.
Unfortunately, the transformation was not exciting. Instead of getting claws and large teeth, all he got were bunny ears and buck teeth. But that aside, we boarded a plane, left Australia, and are heading off to France, where we will meet
Victor.
Hi, Victor.
Hi, what's up?
As always, I'm Jacob Blodgett.
I'm Andrew Hans.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Victor.
And this is Borin is Not Borin.
Yay. Okay, Victor. Questions. So tell me about yourself. What are you doing here and stuff like that?
Okay, so I'm playing soccer for the Reinhardt men's soccer team. I came here 2 years ago because I got a scholarship.
Speak a little closer to the mic, that way it can pick you up.
I got a scholarship to play soccer, so I moved. I was studying in Geneva, Switzerland, where I graduated, and I had the possibility to pursue my education in the States, as well as playing soccer at a high level. So I made this decision, and I came to Reinhardt.
Love that.
That's awesome. Okay, Drew, stop being distracted by the rabbit. I know that you are part rabbit now, but still.
Okay, Victor, where are you from? You're from France, right?
Yes.
Where from France?
So it's right at the border between France, Italy, and Switzerland. It's in the Alps mountains. So I don't know if you know Geneva in Switzerland, or it's not far from Milano in Italy. So it's right in this location. So where I live, I could be in Italy in 20 minutes through it's called Tunnel du Mont Blanc. So it's a tunnel through the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
And I could be as well in 20 minutes in Switzerland.
Now, when you say through the mountains, do you mean like you're going to be spending like how long in the mountain?
So the tunnel starts right in the mountains, and it's 12 kilometers. So I don't know how in miles it may be.
Look it up.
10.
We'll figure it out.
Give me a sec.
And it's like 20 minutes to go through it, and you arrive in Italy.
So are you just like in that tunnel inside the
Yeah,
mountain the whole
yeah,
entire time? Like
yeah.
you see no sunlight?
No,
Oh, that is weird.
that's crazy. Yeah, and you have the feeling like you know that there is tons of ice on the top of you, but you can't see it.
Ice, rock, and everything.
Yeah.
It's just like I am driving in what.
And I don't know how long they did to make
Dig it through.
to make this tunnel, but I think it was a long time.
So 12 kilometers are 7 miles.
Okay.
7 miles? That's
7.5 miles.
Okay, that's not too bad. I thought it was going to be like longer, but
Yeah, but still. You go through mountains. Oh,
you're going in a mountain. You're
I
not going
know.
through mountains. You
Yeah.
are in one.
I've been there, so it's fine. It's kind of cool.
You live.
You live.
So is it more
Where's
so whenever you say mountains, is it that you're surrounded by mountains? Is there
Oh.
just like rolling greens?
No,
or,
it's
no,
like
just-
high mountain. Where I live, I don't know if you know the highest summit in Europe,
Mhm.
Mont Blanc. I don't know if you have ever heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the highest summit in Europe, and it's the place where I live. It's very famous because many people come from all around the world to do alpinism or to climb summit. So and to ski as well. So in summer and in winter, it's very busy because
Oh,
there
yeah, I
are
can
many
imagine.
tourists. I think right now it's kind of empty because it's like off season. But in December, many people will come again, and it's like a spot to ski, to climb, and
That's awesome. That. So, and you say that you can get into Italy within 20 minutes.
yes, right.
You know, that is just so
Yeah,
different from here because, as everyone, we drive 20 minutes.
And you're still in
We're-
Georgia.
We may still be in the same county.
I know.
Maybe.
That's when I say like Georgia is maybe half of the French size, so we don't have the same in our mind. We don't think I think the same. Like to me, in Europe it's so small, so tiny compared to here.
Yeah.
So for you, that's why you are shocked that I say in 20 minutes I can be in Italy or in Switzerland.
A whole different.
Because
country.
for you, in 4 hours, you're maybe in Florida or in North Carolina or
No,
Tennessee.
from here 6 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, when I came here, I was like, everybody was like, oh, it's like an hour and a half away. I'm like, that's long time. They're like, no, it's fine. That's like right here. I'm like, we can get to like almost a different country in an hour and a half where
Yeah.
I'm from. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
fine.
states here in America are much more spread out, so
Yeah.
it's like
No, they're bigger.
yeah, they're much bigger. Like from here, I usually a lot of the time during the summer, I go from here to Florida because our family owns like a beach house down there. That's a 6-hour drive.
No,
That's like
not
half a
for
day.
that.
I mean, that's half a day pretty much. Well,
Yeah.
not like half a not. more
In
like-
France, in 7 hours, you cross almost the country.
darn.
Right?
So that's why it's.
Anyway, a question we like to ask here on Foreigners Not Born. Victor, what do you think was the biggest change from coming here to France? From France to the States.
I mean, of course, the language. In France, we are not really good at language, I would like to say, compared to Scandinavian countries or even Germany. I think they're way better than us. So that's why at the beginning, I felt like honestly, it was pretty hard, especially the first few months. But after, I get used to it, and I can understand almost everything. But so I think that was the biggest change because it was the first time in my life I had all my classes in English. So yeah, before it was only in French. So
Was this like your first time? Is this your first time to the States?
yes, I mean it's
I
my
mean-
second year
I mean
now.
the
Yes,
years
it
you've
was
been-
it was my first time.
Okay. It's cool.
Sorry, we're moving a mic back and forth. But yeah, that's totally different from what Amanda said. Whenever she was in school, it was you learn English.
Mm-hmm.
I
Do
mean,
you learn
were there
Yeah,
any
we learn it, but it's I mean maybe 2 hours a week. It's nothing. And I
Awful.
remember when I came a couple of times, I went to Finland,
Mhm.
and that's why I say Scandinavian countries are very good in English. I was like 7, 8 years old guys. They just speak fluent English. I was like, oh,
Mhm.
maybe we should do it in France. I promise you, in France, we are awful at languages. That's why if you come to France, you have to speak French.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's like that's like
I
the
experienced
equivalent
that.
of like how we're
Mhm.
taught Spanish here in the States. We're like 2-3 days a week for like only 2 hours. They'll be fine.
Well, yeah, we do the same thing.
Hmm.
We have like 2 or 3 days maybe in a week, but the language is like hardcore.
Yeah.
We learn
Yeah.
like a lot. Oh, and we have like exams
You cram
to
it.
pass to graduate in English. So if you don't pass,
More
you
of a
don't
deadline,
graduate.
yeah.
I know.
Okay, Jabe, you want to ask a question?
That's why I'm impressed by your English because
Thank you.
I don't hear any accent. It's just
Thanks. Is that a good thing or is that a bad
Yeah,
thing?
no,
I
it's-
know that's 2 people now who have said that they didn't hear an accent.
Well, you're gonna hear it when I'm gonna keep talking and talking.
I thought you were speaking maybe like a Russian girl or I don't know, with some
Okay, a Russian girl. Oh.
but it's not the
Fun.
case. So
Question: what is the one thing you miss about home?
as French, I think it's food.
Yes! 3 out of 3. Here we go.
This is like we asked. You're the third person here on this podcast, and every time we ask, like, what's the biggest thing you miss? You miss about home? It's always food.
I don't know if it's because of Gordy. No, but honestly, if you go to, it's not because I'm French, but I think like France, Italy, it's the countries where there is the best gastronomy. I don't know,
I mean,
Yeah.
I know the French are very good when it
Yeah,
comes
and
to
like-
food.
Yeah.
especially I don't know for dessert and even like do you know the bread called baguette? It's
Yeah.
just-
Yes.
and it doesn't exist here. And
Yeah.
in France, I eat this every day for breakfast, at lunch, and at
It's
night.
called a reject. We have reject baguettes.
I
And
love
it's
them.
so
They're
it's
so
just a
good.
French bread or even cheese. I didn't eat cheese since I left France in August. So
I mean, like, what's the biggest difference? I want to know that. Like, what's the biggest difference between like cheese there in France
I
and
don't
cheese
know.
here?
Just I know here I have the feeling it's fake cheese. I don't know how to explain it. Like the cheese they put on the macaroni, it's just to me disgusting. And if you go to France, there is just real cheese from like
From a farm that's like
yeah,
just
yeah,
outside of
just-
town.
I don't know.
Mhm.
When you smell it, it's like good.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
So yeah, definitely,
go on.
it's food. It's food. Like maybe if I were in a place where I eat good food, maybe not. But right now, definitely it's food. And I think for if you ask this question to my Italian teammates, they will say the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get food with every single person that you're gonna bring in.
True.
Like when
Sorry, y'all.
I think so. In Italy, the main food it's pizza, and here
Mhm.
every day there's pizza. But my Italian teammates they never eat this
Yeah,
pizza
it's
because
not
It's
the
just
same.
different. Oh, the
Like,
pizza in
it's
Italy.
here so big and
Yeah, no, because I know that one thing that is majorly different from here is that here everything most places, and most of them are just like fast food or
Mhm.
like
Yeah, true.
or even like the lower tier restaurants, the nicer places, they're frozen. And then they bring them out of a cooler or a freezer. But as I understand it, there everything is fresh. It's like
Yes.
we just got this in.
Mhm.
I mean, of course, if you go to a beach town here in America, and you want oysters or fish or something like that, that's going to be
Yeah.
fresh because they're right there.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But most places, we're not near any.
I mean, do you know the Battery Central Stadium
Mm-mm.
where the baseball teams they play?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I went a couple of times there, and there with my Italian teammates, and there is a proper Italian restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
and the food there was just like in Italy, very decent. So after I think depends where you go. If you go in fast food, of course it would be like.
Yeah, I think the best place. I don't know if this really compares because I've never been to Italy, but I've been to this pizza place called. I can never remember what the name is. I'll. Dang it, Al Pacino's or. I can't remember, but it's in downtown Atlanta, in Georgia Tech area, and it's like they got chefs from Italy, and you walk in there and it smells like delicious. Like you see them tossing the dough, hand making the dough, and it's like it's not like American pizza where you just eat it. You have to eat it a specific way where you have to like fold it and then tuck it in, so it's like when you take a bite, you don't like have all the droppings, all the stuff fall out.
Mhm.
It's delicious. It's delicious. I cannot remember the name, but I think it's like if you ever get a chance, if I can think of the name, I'll recommend it to you because it's some of the best pizza you get here in Atlanta. It's like so good because I think they think
another thing I kind of miss. I don't know if it's like I'm very happy to be here and to speak always English to improve my English level, but sometimes I know I'm afraid to to lose my because I don't speak French, so I'm afraid to lose my French level. Because sometimes when I come back to France, I know
it takes a second
it
to
takes
readjust.
Yes.
I'm like
100% agree. I
And
cannot. Mm-mm.
even when I'm writing emails in French, I'm like what a word. So
Same.
and I remember before to come here, my French I had very very good level in French with a lot of vocabulary, and sometimes I'm like I don't remember this. So I know maybe it's stupid to say this, but
I feel you.
it's my feeling.
I feel
Oh,
you.
no,
I
no.
have the same issue too. When I text my parents, I'm like, English. I mean, I know that in English, but I have no idea how it is in Latvian. And I'm like, Then I go to Google Translate and I translate it. That's how bad sometimes it is.
And then they come back and say, "Do not use Google Translate again. That was the wrong word."
No, if I see it, I know what it is, right?
Okay.
So it's not that bad.
Okay, so to round out our 3 for 3, what are the top sports? Top 3
My top 3 sports.
No, in
of
France.
France.
In France,
Yes.
like you mean the most famous.
Yes.
So I start for the best one, or
Yeah.
Yes.
We can say whatever.
okay. So the best one, of course, is soccer. We call that football.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mhm.
in Europe, it's football,
Football. Mm-hmm.
and like you can't compare. It's just the main sport. Like every children play football.
It is the sport.
Yeah.
There are almost
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
other sports.
Yeah, like I mean the easiest sport. You just have a ball, shoes, and let's go to play football. And
Mhm.
like we have a good national team. We won the World Cup. Right now in France.
They were
It's
my
fo-
favorite.
yeah, it's football. I mean, maybe like 5-6 years ago, like the players who were in the national team were, I know, not really liked by the people. So football was a little bit, like in a what do you call it? It wasn't as famous, but
As
right now,
popular, yeah.
like all the players, they are kind, they are nice, they play for the country, so everyone is love soccer, love football.
Mm-hmm.
After second sport,
I
don't
know what you're hoping for.
maybe handball.
Handball.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, we have the best national team in the world. We won everything.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Okay, this is speaking from the dumb American. What's handball?
Handball. So it's like on the same court than basketball. So
Okay.
but it's small goals, like I don't know, maybe 2 meter high and 2 meter
It's
wide.
like lacrosse. Oh no, like bigger than lacrosse.
Yeah.
It's like half of the size of a soccer net.
What?
Goes. Is it?
No, it's nice.
It's not big. It's not small.
It's
So like when dudes like go like in a star, they cannot reach like the little
Crossbar.
what are they called? See, English. Well, it's not big, but it's not small though. They can touch like the sides,
yeah,
but
like
they cannot touch them.
Okay.
Post,
that-
the post.
Yeah.
And it's like I think it's 5v5, and basically so it's just with the hand.
Okay.
Handball, and you pass the ball. There is a zone where you can't go inside. It's
Mhm.
only the goalkeeper, so you have to shoot outside of this zone, of this area.
Right.
And if you score, it's 1 point, and so on. And so usually it's a lot of points per game. So maybe at the end of the game it will be 30, 25, or
Yeah.
something like this.
And
Okay.
so like the ball is as big as your palm almost.
Yeah, it's,
And you can so there's like the dribbling is weird, so you can like move like 4 steps and you have to dribble once and then you can move. It's
yeah,
weird,
weird
but it's
rules.
kind of fun. We played it at camp one time and it was pretty dang good.
Honestly, it's very like I like it because it's speed game. You go, you attack, you defend. So it's kind of basketball. There is a many shoots, many.
Yeah, but I did not know it's going to be the second one though.
I think I
Back
mean,
home,
many,
that's like not.
and in high
as
school
popular.
everyone play it.
Really?
It's like yeah. So I think it's yeah. And after third, I don't know what to say. Many like rugby. You know what is rugby? Rugby, tennis, basketball too.
Whew.
Very famous.
So
Whew.
you would
I
say
almost
like
got- I
those
almost
three
cried.
are like
Yeah.
tied for the third
Yeah.
spot. Okay. So third place.
I'm in third
But-
place. That's fine.
Okay.
You're not in
France so
third place.
far. France so far is the only country with soccer at the top.
Yeah,
So what was the country before? It was Australia.
Australia was what was it?
Yeah,
It was
Australia.
baseball or basketball.
Wait,
It wasn't
Australia?
basketball.
No, it,
It
was
wasn't?
It was
cricket.
football.
Cricket.
Cricket.
It was cricket. Yeah.
Look at you.
Too smart for you.
Oh, okay.
Cricket, and what was the other country?
Me,
Hers,
my
Latvia.
country. Guess.
Ice hockey.
Kind of, yeah. I said hockey or basketball.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think so.
Like in winter hockey. Ooh.
Yeah, you're good, guys.
If you
Oh,
want,
thanks.
I mean, friends, I think we beat you in ice hockey.
Oh, whatever. Let's check it out.
okay, this is time for you guys to get involved. Go back to our other episodes and tell us if we're right or not. Continuing on. Okay, Drew has a question, I guess. I mean, if you got a question, go.
Okay, I'll ask a question. So, you talked about earlier about like the geography and how you had to like go through a mountain and whatnot in France. I wanted to know what's the biggest difference between the geography of France versus like the geography here in the States,
where I live, you
or
mean?
at least of Georgia, at least where you've been. Like, what's the biggest like difference?
I mean, in Georgia, it's flat.
Everything's flat.
Flat, just forest, or maybe there are some mountains, but it's just like you can go to go walks, but it's not big mountains where there is snow. Where I live, it's like high mountain. If you go there, you need a mountain guide, because if you go alone, there is crevasses with like, so if you fell, you can die. It's a glacier. You can go if you go in alone. It's very dangerous. Yeah, it's so if you go there, you need a guide, or you need to be a really good alpinist, and so that's
No, the only thing that I can I guess compare it to would be at least here in Georgia would be the beginning of the Appalachian Trail. So you have lived primarily in like a mountainous region. Was that
Yeah.
And whenever you went to other places, what's the rest of France like? Because I think that's one thing that without Yeah, the for us Americans, all we see is most of what we see is either Paris or the rolling green fields of France.
Okay, so I think France is not. I mean, it's a big country, Europe, but very small compared to the States.
Mhm.
But the best thing about France, it's very diverse. So if you go where I live, it's the mountains on the east side, southeast. After, if you go southeast so there is a beach with all the the sea. It's called Côte d'Azur, so it's very famous in summer. A lot of people from Europe come here to enjoy vacation in summer.
Mm-hmm.
After, if you go more in the southwest, it's very famous spot if you wanna surf. There's big waves because it's near Spain, and it's the Atlantic Ocean.
Right. So the currents just come in.
Yes,
and
so
they
it's
get caught up in.
there is a
the
city.
little
It's
area?
called Biarritz. It's right southwest, and many people come there to surf because
Really?
it's one of the best spot to surf over there.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine surfing in France.
Oh, yes,
I
yes.
would have never connected the two.
After, if you go northwest, it's called Bretagne, and it's a region where it's maybe more flat.
Right.
But it's very famous because there are I don't know the name in English, of course. You know these big rocks, like I don't know what. I don't know how to explain it. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You're
Don't
fine.
worry about it.
And after, of course, I mean, there is the empty part of France. It's like the middle, where it's mainly
Just rolling
fields, and so it's this part. It's kind of not really beautiful. I would
Right. I
say.
mean, it's just flat. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like if you go in the middle of Georgia,
Yeah,
that's
right.
all it
Yeah,
is. It's
exactly.
just nothing.
After, if you go to the west north, it's very famous because it's called, the region is called Normandy,
Okay.
and it's where the American came to help us during the World War II
Mhm.
against the Germans. So it's the beaches where they arrived with the boats.
Oh, okay.
Normandy, yeah, so it's gorgeous over there. It's a huge beach, like just crazy. The landscape is awesome over there.
I know that Normandy is a national landmark. Is anyone allowed to be on the beach?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
And there is still like
there-
I think some, how do you call it,
The
char,
like the things they prevented tanks from.
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
up
and
on
there
the
is still
beach.
you can see the wall where the German were hidden.
Where they had
Yeah.
machine guns
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah, you can visit it. So it just this place is just historic. And
I mean, is there anything they're not allowed to do there on Normandy Beach?
I would imagine metal detect.
Yeah, metal detect. Yeah.
I mean, you can do everything you want, but when you go there, you just think about what happened here. Just
You feel the history
and
there.
you are like, oh my god, it's there, it's here where the American and English guys came to save us.
Mhm.
And at the top of the hill there was a German who were shooting at them. So it's just like, you think really about
Yeah,
it.
you definitely feel the importance of
And
the
you feel
place
like,
and the
on
history.
this beach, like, I don't know, thousand and soldiers died here. So yeah, you feel like, thanks
Yeah.
to these guys, I'm French, I can speak French, otherwise I would be speaking German with you guys. So
Yeah,
It's very powerful.
yeah.
that is powerful.
After north, I haven't really been there, but it's very famous for the means for the coal, like the people who goes in the
Mines
mines. So the north region is very famous for it.
is very just like in general coal mining.
Yeah,
or
it's a region of coal mining, but right now it's less and less important because it's too dangerous for the health. So,
right.
but it used to be very famous for it.
Wow.
After the east side, so it's right at the border with Germany. It's maybe more, you can see nice villages or with nice food,
Mhm.
but it's still very beautiful. But I guess to me, the best part is east part, southeast, because you have the mountains, not too far. You have the sea, and you can be, as I said, in Switzerland, in Germany as well, in Italy, and it's very diverse. Fields, mountains, sea, so it's
That
not
is-
too bad. Yeah.
That is amazing.
Mhm.
I personally feel like I just went on like the full tour of France. With
Oh, yeah.
Good gosh.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah, tell me.
So, what is your favorite place in America? So, where have you been
I don't know,
except Georgia?
In America, I have been. So for the soccer, we moved a lot, like Tennessee,
Mhm.
North Carolina, South
Mhm.
Carolina, Alabama.
Have you been to like California?
No, never. I've been. So for spring break last year, we went to Miami.
Ooh, that's good. Love that.
And I went also one time to Boston.
Mm-hmm.
So far, I think Boston is my favorite place. It's like kind of European city. You have the city center with all the buildings where people work, and outside, I mean, not in the city center, you have like whole city. I know it makes me.
Suburbs.
Yeah, but it makes me think like European city because it's you see the separation between the whole big buildings, like with all the glasses,
Mhm.
windows and stuff. And after, if you go outside a little bit, it's like maybe more tiny house, and it's like I don't know, like in England or Ireland. It's
I
so-
grew up in a suburb, so I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
It's a very big difference to jump from like. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. It's like you live in this small little area with a bunch of little houses, and then like literally 10 minutes down the road, you could go to like a huge city,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like whoa. But it's like you get used to it, but it's just like
After I loved Miami also, it's like, but it's more, I think it's more to to party or it was very expensive. But
Okay, so I've been to Paris, right? 2 times or 3 times.
Do you
I'm
like
kind
it?
of cool. I've been to Paris. But I really want to know: have you ever been to Disneyland in Paris? Is
Yes.
it in Paris?
it's like I don't know, maybe 1 hour outside of
Oh,
Paris.
tell me that. Okay, have you
Yeah.
been there?
Yes, a
Is
long
it
time
cool?
ago. Is it cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I really want to go.
it's Disneyland. It's Disneyland.
Well, yeah, but it's
It's
gonna be
Disney.
probably different than here, and I really want to go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
You're right. It's probably cheaper.
Boo. Ooh, I really want to go.
They don't have food that wants to kill you.
No. I again went out to California for a week. Went to Disneyland.
Disney World is in Florida, right?
Yes.
It's what, Orlando?
Hmm?
Disneyland
In Orlando,
Epcot is
there is
in
Disneyland.
Florida.
Oh.
Yeah, but they call them there's 2. In Orlando it's Disney World, I think, and in California it's
Disneyland,
Disneyland.
yes.
I don't know why they decided to say differentiate land and world. I'm not 100% sure.
As Walt Disney.
I could be a Disney princess because I'm 5'6", so that's probably gonna be my. I kind of want to go there and try it out.
Are you
Should
listening,
I?
Disney CEOs? We got the next Disney princess here.
Yes.
She's gonna have a bunch of like movies and then a bunch of crappy spin-offs,
Oh,
and then we're gonna get a bunch of marketing. You're gonna make millions. You're gonna go far.
Oh.
Hey man, the Disney princesses, man, they like even though most of them haven't had movies in years, they are crazy cash cows.
I think she was talking about like being an actor on the streets of Disneyland.
Probably.
Or that works too.
Okay, Victor. Where do you want to travel?
In America?
No, around the world.
Anywhere. If money were no object.
Oh.
Yeah.
Say Latvia.
Okay, so in America, I would like to go maybe to Canada,
Mm-hmm.
like Montreal. I think it's look like Montreal. I don't know.
Montreal, yeah.
It looks like a cool city.
Mm-hmm.
After, if I have a possibility to go to South America, I would like to go maybe to Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
In Europe, I've been almost there. Maybe
You've been everywhere.
ma-
You
no,
haven't
driven
been to
20 minutes.
Latvia.
maybe Moscow, or I think it's. I like the buildings, the Russian buildings. I don't know
Mhm.
how to call it.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know
Yeah.
how to call them too, but I know what you're talking
So,
Yeah, no, the name is escaping me too.
After
It's not the
in
Kremlin,
Africa,
is
I
it?
would like to go to South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's such a nice place, and I would like to visit Australia.
about. We have an Australian. Well, you have an Australian in your team,
we
right?
had last
You
year.
had. Well, you can visit him,
Yeah.
so it's fine. You have a place to stay. Love that.
You said you want to go to Canada, right?
Yeah.
Would you ever want to see Niagara Falls?
Oh, I want to see it.
Oh, I've seen it. It's breathtaking. It's like, oh, It takes your breath away.
So is it at the border between Canada and
yeah.
the States?
Yeah.
What?
It's,
Yeah, okay.
it's just behind
Niagara
the border
Falls.
of Canada
Oh.
and the United States, and that's a big advertising thing. They'll be like, they'll do the thing where it's like there's a line and be like, oh, I'm in the U.S. I'm in Canada. I'm in the U.S. I'm in Canada.
I would do that. I would be like, hop around, yay!
And then border controls after you like, okay, you have to pay now.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. It's a tourist site. You're already paying for any souvenirs there.
And maybe if I have money again, last spring I went to Cameroon in Africa to do an internship in a school.
Wow.
to
Really?
yeah, it was mid-May to mid-June, so I went almost 1 month, to help in the school, to help children, to help to paint the walls and stuff like this. But I was with an organization. But so if I have money, I would like to go by my own
Yeah.
and travel in Africa. But maybe
Mhm.
it's right now it's not too safe to go here
Kind of
alone.
dangerous, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but if one day it's safer. If I feel more safe and if I have money, I would like maybe to travel again over there.
What's your major?
So I did my bachelor in political science,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm doing my master in MBA because there wasn't a political science master, so I had to do MBA.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but
Okay.
last summer was just to go in Cameroon like this, for the first time. It was a little bit scary at the beginning, but I was alone over there, and whew,
Yeah.
yeah. But you meet nice people, and after you can realize that living in the States or in Europe, you feel lucky, because when you see the people over there, it's sometimes sad.
Yeah. Oh, that's making me sad right now.
No, I remember the family I was. So I know. So they have. It was I was with the president of the school,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's a rich family over there, and they had I don't know how to call it, people who take care of their stuff. They cook for them, and
Oh.
okay,
Oh,
yeah.
it's either a maid or
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh
but
my god.
and so there was this little boy. He was 9-10 years old, and so he didn't travel anywhere. And when I left, he told me in French, "Je veux être un touriste du monde." That means I want to be a tourist of the world. And I was almost crying.
Oh my god.
oh,
Yeah.
Okay, teach us something in French, please.
French. Teach us something in France.
Sorry, it's
Sorry,
9
it's
o'clock.
too
It's
expensive.
8:30. Okay, I had practice.
It's too
I
expensive. I can't afford a plane ticket to
Ugh.
France.
So tell me something and I translate.
Say my name is Victor.
Je m'appelle Victor.
Okay, I knew that. I didn't don't know how to say that.
Oh, je suis. Je suis. It's I
Je
am.
suis.
Je suis Victor.
Je suis.
So I would say, Drew?
Je suis. Je suis or je m'appelle.
Je m'appelle.
Drew.
Oh, I'm French now.
Je
I've
m'appelle
always
Drew?
wanted.
Yeah,
Is that how you
good.
say it?
Yes.
Je m'appelle Amanda. Ooh, that
Je
sounds.
m'appelle Jacob.
Yeah, perfect.
Hey, let's see.
Love that.
My great grandmother on my mom's side was French, so.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So,
cheater.
hey,
Cheater.
not my fault. I have genetics.
You have been to France, so.
Well, twice.
Yeah, you've been there. I just have.
I'm kind of
family
cool.
who
I
was-
know. I know. For free to France. Love that. Oh.
So okay, so like here in the U.S., we can travel from state to state for free. I mean, whenever you have to cross countries, do you have to show a passport every time, or is it just get on whatever highway? Is it called a highway there?
Yeah.
And then just drive.
I think a couple of years ago, it was a lot of police at the borders. But right now in Europe there is I don't remember the name, but there is between all the countries it's free travel. So
Mhm.
usually if you go to France to Italy, I think maybe 95% of the time you are not controlled. You go through
Yeah.
the border and that's it. You are in Italy.
They don't control you.
Yeah.
You just have to have your passport
Yeah,
or your
in
ID
case
if they
of-
just
in case
ask
of-
you. If they just
Right.
stop you right there and just can you show
Even
us
if you go
something?
to Switzerland is not in the European Union.
Right.
You don't have to show your ID, or maybe I don't know if they want to find someone, they will maybe arrest some of
Mhm.
these people.
Right.
But if you go, for example, it's so funny. So where I live, a lot of people go from France to Switzerland to work in Geneva
Mhm.
because it's a lot of money there.
Yeah.
And so every morning, like I don't know, many cars go through the border, and it's like there is no control because it would be a waste of time.
Yeah.
So just a car goes through the border,
Mhm.
and after same thing at the end of the day.
Hmm.
So after maybe I don't know if you go to countries like maybe East countries, maybe they will ask you your ID or your passport. But I mean, if you wanna go to France from France to Germany, you won't be controlled.
Yeah, same.
That's
We didn't
interesting.
get controlled at all when we went to France. I think. Well, like when I went to Lithuania, we
Mhm.
just went through. When I went to Estonia, the same thing.
You went to Tallinn.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That
Is
was
good?
a long time. Well, it's all right. It's pretty there.
Mhm.
But I didn't like walk around because we had games and we
No,
had to like
okay, yeah, it
leave
was
right
just-
away.
yeah, okay.
I've been there like a lot of times, but I haven't like walked around. Have you ever been to Latvia? I forgot you.
No, I wanted to go from Finland to Estonia because there is a ferry.
Yeah.
It's like 2 hours to go to Estonia. I didn't do it, but next time I go to Finland, I will do it. Maybe I will go
Yeah.
to Latvia.
Yeah. Do it. It's pretty there. Just saying. Food's good. Do you miss chocolate from home?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Honey.
That's another popular topic we like to discuss, like the difference between American chocolate and chocolate from their respective countries.
I don't eat American chocolate. so-
Of course.
Do you have Milka?
It's too
Yeah,
sweet.
so
I
good.
know. It's like, is it because it's too sweet?
It's nasty.
Oh, yeah, it's-
I'm sorry. It's just nasty.
It's nasty.
Right? It's nasty.
Yes.
It's nasty.
I just finished my last. What do you call it? Like a thing
Chocolate
of
bar?
Yeah, no, not chocolate bar, but like the rectangle.
Mm-hmm.
Toblerone?
No, I don't know what's the name. Just a rectangle of chocolate. How do you call it?
Yeah, it's a
Chocolate
chocolate bar.
Okay. So I just finished my last one. So maybe my mom will send it. Some.
I'm like texting my mom, can you send me chocolate? Can you send me that? Can you send me that, please? She's like, yeah, sure.
Yes, please remember to bring some next time. I want to try some.
Well, it's gonna take a while to them
I don't
come
mind.
here.
I can wait.
Okay, did you know that? So last year, I bought presents for my parents for Christmas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like the box weighed like less than 5 pounds, and I paid $93 to send it overseas. $93, less than 5 pounds.
God bless the American postal system.
I was just, oof,
It's annoying.
yeah, on that.
That is not. Wow. Okay, I want to end it on a good note. I don't want to end it on like bashing the American postal system.
It's hard though. Do you like something about America? What is the one thing you like about it?
Okay.
What's the thing I
Yeah.
like about
Mhm.
America? I think in France it's really difficult to study and play a sport at high level in the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I think in France you have to do a choice, like or you go to school or you practice. Because it's not like here you can do the school in the morning and after you go to practice. So that's why I came here mainly, because we have the possibility to do both in the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And also, so I think it's the educational system at the university is better in America than in France. So
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I'm very glad that we all have the opportunity to come here and to figure out what we want to do, what we love to do. Either it's through sports or with you, studying political science and
Yeah.
all that.
After when I didn't study in France. I mean, I did my high school in France. My what do you call it before high school? It's
Before high school?
middle school and so on. But after high school, I went to Geneva in Switzerland because I was with the youth team of the football club of Geneva, which is a professional team.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I did the university in the same time, but it's separate. So the University of Geneva there is no link with the football team. So I had to do it all by my own. Like I go to class in the morning, after I have training, after I go back to class, it was just always rush. So I think it's maybe because I was highly motivated. That's why I was able to do both in the same time. But I know most of the people, they can't do it because it's so much stress. Like,
Mm-hmm.
no one is helping you. You are just alone.
Yeah, you have
You-
to figure
yeah.
it all out yourself.
Yeah, you figure schedule. It's just like so I remember the Tuesday was off. Like I like it because I like to do things.
Mhm.
But like I went to class from like 8 to 10. After I have training from 10:15 to 12. Go back to class from 2 to 4.
Oh my
And after
God.
go back again to training from 5 to 7. At the end of this day, I was just gone.
At the end of the day, you're just
Yeah, and
mentally
after and I
physically
had to,
exhausted.
you know, I had to, and it's not on the same. There is not a campus like there is a University of Geneva. I don't know.
Yeah.
I say like in the middle of the city, and the city and where we train, it's like outside of the city. So I had to take the subway. It was like I was running through the city to go to, yeah. So that's why I said not everyone can do it. You just if you are not motivated and
Wow, that is an amazing story, man.
Well,
Well,
I
and
kind
all
of had
that-
the same thing
mean,
though.
Yeah.
When I played at
Oh,
played.
yeah,
When I
yeah.
studied back home, I was studying and then I had practice, but I didn't have like school practice.
Yeah,
I just had like school in the morning and then practice.
and another place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I was just like, it was like across.
Yeah, it was at
town.
two different places.
But it's like,
and
well,
now,
Riga is small. Okay, we can. I can from like my home, to our city center where like our old town is. It's like 20 minutes by bus.
Mhm.
So it's nothing, right? But if it's like a traffic hour, oh, I can be there for like an hour.
My gosh, I think I was crazy when I think about like in the morning. So always I took my, so I lived in France because to live in Switzerland was too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So I lived at the border.
Mm-hmm.
So I took my bike to go to the border. It's like 15-minute bikes. After I take the subway from the border to the city center to go
Mhm.
to the university. It's like 25 minutes, 30
Yeah.
minutes. And after from the city center where there is a university, it was another 30 minutes to go to the training center for the football training.
At least you were in shape.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a good thing. Let's
And I-
find something good in this. Okay, you were in shape, in a good shape.
Oh yeah, very good shape. But it was just
Even if you're not, hang on. Even if you're not in shape, that'll probably whip you into shape.
Yeah.
well, I believe that unfortunately that's all the time we have. We have
oh really? Oh.
unfortunately we have papers to work on, and
You have no more questions.
I know. I know. I think it's more just we have papers to work on, and we have the things to edit. I have to edit this full thing later, but I believe that is all the time that we have. Okay, using the new using what we've learned. Je m'appelle Jacob.
Good.
Je m'appelle
not gonna say
Andrew.
Amanda said.
Je m'appelle Amanda.
Very good.
Thanks.
10 out of 10. I give you an A.
Well, thanks for coming. I
You're
really appreciate that.
It was cool.
And thank you all for listening to Foreign is Not Born.
Yay.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.